It's Wednesday, May 6th.
A historic three for Atletico Ottawa, who are going to eliminate Toronto FC.
A momentous night for Atletico Ottawa, eliminating Toronto FC in the Canadian Championship.
The reality is that it's going to go much higher before we actually see what's called demand destruction.
Expect some more pain at the pumps. Another jump in prices will bring a liter of regular gas just shy of $2 this morning.
It's a day of hope, of immense pride, of new beginnings.
And the Royal Ottawa is kicking off a massive fundraising campaign with a historic donation as it looks to boost mental health care in the capital. Your Morning Ottawa starts right now.
Good Wednesday morning. Come on in. I'm Rosie Edden.
I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
And it looks like we're going to have another interesting week when it comes to the weather conditions. It was a beautiful 20 degrees yesterday, and I was soaking it in while it was there.
And then this morning I was like, do I or do I not bring out the winter jacket? It was that close because it's a little bit cooler this morning, and it's not going to be overly warm into the afternoon. So I'll give you the full rundown in a few minutes.
Just a little early heads up, right?
Okay,
Just on this
we are
Wednesday morning. All right, let's start with some exciting news in our top story today. It was a monumentous night for Atletico Ottawa.
It's his friend as much as his right foot. It's Tabla for the heady. A historic three for Atletico Ottawa, who are going to eliminate Toronto FC.
As you heard there, Tabla with the hat trick as Atletico eliminates Toronto FC from the 2026 TELUS Canadian Championship. That's the nation's highest domestic knockout tournament. Toronto is part of a Major League Soccer, the top North American league. Final score was 3-1.
As workers get ready to return to office 4 days a week, federal public servants say they are concerned about parking. This is what the parking lot at the Department of National Defense looked like yesterday. Employees tell CTV News Tuesdays and Wednesdays tend to be the busiest during the week, with the majority of workers still only required to be in office 3 days a week.
It's just gotten way busier as we started. It used to be, we used to have to come in 2 days a week, and now it's 3 days a week. Very soon it'll be 4 days a week, and it just adds another anxiety to your workday, which I don't need with all the other anxieties that we have.
But employees say this has been a problem since even before the pandemic. The lot can hold around 5,000 vehicles, but there are closer to 10,000 workers. Officials at D&D say they are not looking at changing their return to office mandate, though there could be exceptions made in the future.
Another jump at the pump is expected today. Some analysts say the price of regular gas will jump about 7 cents a liter, bringing the average in Ottawa to just shy of $2. 196.9 liters to be exact. That's according to Canadians for Affordable Energy President Dan McTeague. McTeague says the ongoing conflict in the Middle East could push prices to the point where people are finding it too expensive to drive.
The reality is that it's going to go much higher before we actually see what's called demand destruction. I know that it's a question of shortages, but in North America, we don't have a shortage yet. I don't expect we're going to have one, except in the worst case scenario, where we would see a number of those very large crude carriers making their way to the U.S. Gulf Coast and taking not only U.S. oil, but Canadian oil.
Oil markets remain volatile with no peace plan solidified in the Middle East. Meantime, U.S. President Donald Trump has put a pause on Project Freedom for a short period. Trump announced the decision in a social media post last night. The operation was aimed at opening the Strait of Hormuz. The move is meant to allow time for negotiations with Iran for a deal to end the war. Trump says the American forces' blockade of Iranian ports will remain in place.
Public health officials are trying to contain an outbreak of the rare hantavirus on board a cruise ship marooned off the west coast of Africa of Cape Verde. 3 people are dead, 4 others are sick, and now the World Health Organization suspects human-to-human transmission. The hantavirus is usually spread by rodents, but it is now thought to have been carried on board the vessel by a Dutch couple who died. Officials say they believe the illness likely spread human-to-human, which is rare and requires close contact.
This doesn't sound like hantavirus is going to be a major issue on other cruises. It sounds like a sad but very rare event.
The World Health Organization says Spain has agreed to accept the vessel, but no decision has been made about where the passengers will be allowed to disembark. The Royal Ottawa is kicking off a massive fundraising campaign.
It's a day of hope, of immense pride, of new beginnings and transformation for the Royal in terms of stepping up and leaning in to our accountabilities for our patients, their families, and our community.
Their goal is to raise $75 million. The campaign launched with a donation of $14 million from the Waverley House Foundation. The Royal says money from the campaign will primarily be used to fuel research and will also fund projects to expand programs and services.
Canada is getting a new Governor General. Prime Minister Mark Carney has appointed former Supreme Court Justice Louise Arbour to the role. Arbour has a very impressive resume. In addition to her years as Supreme Court Justice, she has served as UN High Commissioner for Human Rights and has been named a Companion of Order of Canada, the country's highest honor. Arbour will be Canada's 31st Governor General. Current Governor General Mary Simon's time in the role comes to an end in July.
And the annual list of Canada's 100 best restaurants is out, and there is 3 places in Ottawa that have claimed a spot.
Atelier, located on Rochester Street, ranked 54th on the list, and Thea on Somerset Street West claimed the 76th spot. It opened 5 months ago and features a vegetarian, 9-dish tasting menu. It is owned by Brianna Kim, who won the Canadian Culinary Championship back in 2023.
Arlo was the 3rd Ottawa restaurant on the list, ranking just behind Anthea in 77th place. So you have a restaurant beginning with the letter A. Yeah. That seems to be like a good start for you to get on that list. Fantastic.
Well, in that kind of world, I'm going to add Al's Steakhouse to that as well. It's got another A in there.
Yes.
Trying to crack the 100 list.
Some great places. I mean, I haven't been to all of them, but now it's like going to add those to the list.
Yeah. Ottawa is really a foodie town.
It really is.
Great restaurants, great food, great shawarma.
Great shawarma, the best shawarma anywhere in Canada, and I will stand by that statement for anybody to have that way. Yes,
we'll take your word for it.
Thank you, thank you.
In our forecast this morning, hopefully you grab your umbrellas this morning. You will need it. We could start to see some scattered showers very shortly. Today's high 12 degrees, so we will be below seasonal into the afternoon. So much cooler temperatures on the way for us here today. It's not so bad to start off your morning. I didn't grab the winter jacket. I grabbed the rain jacket as we could see those scattered showers. We are sitting at 7 degrees, so it is pretty mild out there, but we're just not going to warm up too much into the afternoon. 6 for Kingston, Brockville, seeing some scattered showers this morning, same with in Trenton and over in Cornwall. So this is what we're seeing in our skies right now. You can see we're kind of just on the bubble if we will see that rain or not. Most of it is staying to the south of us, most of that heavy rain. That's why areas in Brockville, Kingston, Smiths Falls seeing some scattered showers. For us here in Ottawa, there is still a 60% chance of seeing some scattered showers early this morning. But everything will clear up around noon hour today. So by noon hour, skies will clear out and we will get to see a little bit of sunshine, but overall mostly a cloudy day for us here on this Wednesday. And then as we head into the next few days, we are expecting kind of these spotty showers to linger throughout most of the work week this week and right through into your weekend. So we won't have some nice, dry, warmer days until we head into next week. What do you need in your closet today? Well, yes, grab the umbrella just in case we do see those scattered showers this morning. That's until about noon hour today, and temperatures a little bit below seasonal. So we will be sitting at around 11 degrees here in the city. So a bit cooler temperatures for us in Ottawa today. 10 in Cornwall, Brockville, Kemptville, 14 out in the valley for this afternoon, as well as 11 in Gatineau, Mont-Tremblant. So cooler temps today. We should be sitting at around almost 17 degrees this time of the year. So we will be well below that over the next few days. 3 degrees is the overnight low. 1 is the overnight low as we head into tomorrow. You can see it will stay cool and through Friday. Chance of those scattered showers right through into the weekend forecast. Finally, temperatures warming up as we head into the weekend. Saturday, a high of 17. Overnight lows looking much better as well as we head into next week. We have some nice, sunny, warm days on the way.
Weather is brought to you by Manatic Tree. Complete tree care from start to stump.
Traffic is still flowing well across the city. No collisions or issues to report. Things are smooth sailing this hour. Now let's check out your TSN must-see moment.
Hi, everyone. Mark Rowe inside the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Tuesday in Fort. We're going to head to Detroit with the Pistons taking on the Cavs in Game 1 of their series. Second quarter, off the steal, Keon Ellis looks to go in for the lay-in, but check out Asar Thompson chases him down for the huge rejection. Thompson not giving up on the play, coming up with a massive chase down block. That is your must-see moment from Tuesday. And on Wednesday on TSN, you can see Game 2 between the Sixers and Knicks. New York won Game 1 by 39 points. Coverage starts at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. That's all from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
All right, it is contest time. We want you to wake up and win with CTV Your Morning and beancars.ca. We could be paying your bills with a nice, massive $20,000. So think right now as you sit at home, what could you do with that $20,000? It is yours to do with as you please. Today's code word is fortune. So what you do, head to our contest page at ctvottawa.ca or scan that QR code on the left side of your screen. Enter code word fortune with all of your information for your chance to win. This is the Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest brought to you by beancars.ca Carleton Place. Good luck to all. And still to come on Your Morning Ottawa. The city of Ottawa marks Red Dress Day by renaming a Vanier Park in honor of an Inuit woman whose death remains under police investigation. Let's take a peek outside through our Centennial Glass sky cam, shall we? Get a little sunshine poking through. 6:11 on your Wednesday. Maybe seeing some rain in the forecast. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
It is 6:14. Welcome back. Here are the stories we are following today on Your Morning Ottawa. We have some breaking news this morning. Officials in Gatineau say 2 people are dead after an apartment fire in Hull. Expect more pain at the pump today. Gas prices are expected to climb to just north of $2 a liter for regular. And it was a monumental night for Atletico Ottawa, who eliminated Major League Soccer's Toronto FC in the Canadian Championship. Now we're going to take a look at your forecast.
And temperatures feeling a little cooler this morning than this time yesterday, and we're not getting nearly as close on the daytime high side, but still a chance for some showers will remain all the way up to maybe 12, 13 degrees this afternoon with mostly cloudy skies taking over for your Wednesday. Melissa breaks down the rest of the week coming up a little bit later on. Let's take a peek at your road. 6:15 on your Wednesday morning. Everything smooth sailing as of now. Nothing major to pass along.
Families across the country came together yesterday to honor the lives of missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls. Here in Ottawa, Red Dress Day was marked with a renaming ceremony in Vanier, where a park now bears the name of Mary Papatsi, an Inuk woman who was reported missing in 2017 and found dead in Ottawa years later. CTV's Caitlin Wilson has more.
It's a tribute to a woman whose death still has more questions than answers.
She will be deeply comforted to know that her family here also have a place to hold her memory.
Mary Papatsi, described by loved ones as kind, bubbly, a mother of 10.
I met her like 4 times when I was little, and then she went missing. It was really hard on all of us.
Originally from Nunavut, Papatsi lived in Ottawa when she was reported missing in 2017 at 39 years old. In 2022, her remains were found in a Vanier apartment building under construction. Police deemed her death a homicide, but the case is still unsolved.
The epidemic of missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls needs to be commemorated. It needs to be remembered. Events like this are what we need to make sure that we never forget who these women are and why this has to stop.
On Tuesday, dozens gathered in that same neighborhood for the renaming of Emmon Park to Mary Papatsy Park, some tying red ribbons honoring loved ones.
My sister adopted two of Mary's sons, and I think having closure for families across Canada who are experiencing the same issues that we have here in Ottawa will hopefully bring justice to a lot of closure for families as well.
The ceremony coinciding with Red Dress Day, a national day honoring missing and murdered Indigenous women, girls, and two-spirited people.
I think that people believe that Red Dress Day is not for them. It's not just for Indigenous people. It's not just an Indigenous problem. It's everybody's issue, and everybody needs to be addressing it.
And for Papatsy's family, this isn't just a day of remembrance. It's about the wait, the not knowing, and the search for answers.
We are asking if anyone knows anything, no matter how small it may seem, please come forward.
Caitlin Wilson, CTV News.
We want to bring you some breaking news this morning. Officials in Gatineau say that 2 people are dead after an early morning apartment fire in Hull. This is the live scene right now at 255 Rue Laurier. A spokesperson for Gatineau Fire says the 2 deceased were found on the 4th floor of the building. 30 people had to evacuate, and the cause of the blaze remains under investigation. Police and emergency crews remain on scene. We'll bring you more details as they become available into our newsroom. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. We have some breaking news we want to bring you this morning. Gatineau officials say 2 people are dead after an early morning apartment fire in Hull. This is the scene right now at 255 Rue Laurier. A spokesperson for Gatineau Fire says the 2 deceased were found on the 4th floor of the building. 30 people had to evacuate, and the cause of the blaze remains under investigation. Police and emergency crews remain on scene. We'll bring you more details as they become available. More stores are now using algorithms and dynamic pricing, so you may see the cost of some goods change over a month, a week, or even a day. That means to find deals and to save money, you now have to do your research. CTV's Pat Foran explains.
Whether you're looking for a coffee pot or big-ticket purchases like appliances and mattresses, prices will fluctuate. There's been a lot of discussion about dynamic pricing, changing prices based on demand, but retail analyst Bruce Winder says that's not new.
If you get your weekly flyers, you'll see prices go down for a week and then they'll go back up. And then maybe 6 weeks later, they go down again.
Consumer Reports just tracked 16 popular products to give shoppers a clear picture of how prices rise, fall, and fluctuate. Take this Shark vacuum.
1 week it was like $119, and at its peak it was close to $200. So it would swing by $40 or $50 a week. We're seeing it with baby products, a lot of clothing and footwear.
While some retailers are experimenting with surveillance pricing in the U.S., where consumers are charged different prices based on their personal data, Winder feels it won't be prevalent in Canada.
Charging consumers different prices because they're different consumers is taboo. The reputational damage to the company would far eclipse any margin gain.
If you're trying to save money on electronics, consider buying an older model. TVs, phones, and laptops that are a year or 2 old can cost hundreds less. And consider refurbished products.
They take it, they clean it up, they replace parts, and you get it with a new 1-year warranty. I mean, there's no better deal in my mind than getting a refurbished item.
Certain items also go on sale at specific times of the year. AI can help research that. If you can hold off on a purchase, you could save money.
And you might find out that this is one of the items that is really used aggressively on Black Friday or Cyber Monday or Boxing Day, right? And if you can, you might wait.
Pat Foran, CTV News.
Okay, so Mother's Day is just around the corner. So today on Your Morning Ottawa, we are asking for your comments on What is the best advice your mom ever gave you? Let us know. Email us, yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. The best advice your mom's ever given you.
I think for me, it's just my mom leading by example. It wasn't so much like words she gave me to live by, except for she told me, she's like, you need to be a mom because you'd be a great mom and I know you're going to love it. And it's true. It is the best thing that's ever happened to me. So I do love that advice, but I think it's just her leading by example these years as a parent and how it's changed and evolved over the years as we've gotten older. My mom is a very selfless person. She gave everything to us, my sister and brother and I, and to the kids. So, you know, we were able to do so much because of my mom, and I'm just so appreciative. So now I find I've led by example with my own kids by learning through my mom.
That is beautiful.
Yeah, I know you're a mama's boy.
Yeah,
you
talk about your
literally
mom.
stole my answer. I was going to say, okay, Melissa's going to say something about, you know, here's my mom's quote, and then I'm going to go in a different direction, leading by example. You started with that. It is the exact same thing that I was going to say. Was it's not necessarily anything that she said to me, but it was just the way that she carried herself amongst. It doesn't matter who she was with, where she was, just the amount of love that she poured to everybody around her was a shining example of, okay, this is how I'm supposed to be, and you're supposed to treat everyone with love and respect, because she is just, she is the best person on this planet and does nothing but love, so I just try to follow in those footsteps like her.
And like you said, you are twins, right? You two.
We are twins, yeah. People always have a hard time believing that she's even a little bit more goofy than I am, but it is in fact true.
That is beautiful. Okay, so I do have a couple of quotes from my mom, but I'll just give one. My mom said to us very early on, a little harsh, but true. She goes, "Not everybody's gonna love you, but you gotta love yourself."
Oh, that's a great quote.
And I was like, not everybody's gonna love me? I mean, come on, everybody's gotta love me, but it's true. And I went, yeah. So she said, yeah, love yourself. Like, just, you know, put your mask on first, give yourself all the love you need so you can go out the door.
And now I need to ask, did you pass that along to your daughter, those words of wisdom?
Yeah, it's really true. You do pass that on. Love yourself. In fact, when she was real little, she'd get in trouble. Like, she'd mark on the wall, and I'd go, Misha, and she'd go, I love myself. I love myself. So there you go. She did pass it on. All right, we're going to be hearing from you later on in the show. We are asking, what's the best advice your mom ever gave you? Send us your comments. yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. And we will be right back. Good morning at 6:30. Thanks so much for starting your day with us. I'm Rosie.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
We're going to begin right now with breaking news this hour. Officials in Gatineau say 2 people are dead after an early morning apartment fire in Hull. Here is the scene. This is a live shot at 255 Laurier. A spokesperson for Gatineau Fire says the 2 deceased were found on the 4th floor of the building. 30 people had to evacuate. The cause of the blaze remains under investigation, and police and emergency crews remain on scene.
Switching gears now, it was a monumental night for Atletico Ottawa.
His friend as much as his right foot. It's Tabla for the heading! A historic 3 for Atletico Ottawa, who are going to eliminate Toronto FC!
As you heard there, Tabla with not 1, not 2, but 3 goals as Atletico eliminates Toronto FC from the 2026 TELUS Canadian Championship. That's nation's highest domestic knockout tournament. Toronto is part of Major League Soccer, the top North American league. The final score was 3-1.
As workers get ready to return to office 4 days a week, federal public servants say they are concerned about parking. This is what the parking lot at the Department of National Defense looked like yesterday. Employees tell CTV News Tuesdays and Wednesdays tend to be the busiest during the week, with the majority of workers still only required to be in office 3 days a week.
It's just gotten way busier as we started. It used to be, we used to have to come in 2 days a week, and now it's 3 days a week. Very soon it'll be 4 days a week, and it just adds another anxiety to your workday, which I don't need with all the other anxieties that we have.
But employees say this has been a problem since even before the pandemic. The lot can hold around 5,000 vehicles, but there are closer to 10,000 workers. Officials at D&D say they are not looking at changing their return to office mandate, though there could be exceptions made in the future.
Another jump at the pump is expected today, and some analysts say the price of regular gas will jump about 7 cents a liter, bringing the average here in Ottawa to just shy of $2. 196.9 cents a liter to be exact. That's according to Canadians for Affordable Energy President Dan McTeague. McTeague says the ongoing conflict in the Middle East could push prices to the point where people are finding it too expensive to drive.
The reality is that it's going to go much higher before we actually see what's called demand destruction. I know that it's a question of shortages, but in North America, we don't have a shortage yet. I don't expect we're going to have one, except in the worst case scenario, where we would see a number of those very large crude carriers making their way to the U.S. Gulf Coast and taking not only U.S. oil, but Canadian oil.
Oil markets remain volatile with no peace plan solidified in the Middle East. Meantime, U.S. President Donald Trump has put a pause on Project Freedom for a short period. Trump announced the decision in a social media post last night. The operation was aimed at opening the Strait of Hormuz. The move is meant to allow time for negotiations with Iran for a deal to end the war. Trump says the American forces' blockade of Iranian ports will remain in place.
Public health officials are trying to contain an outbreak of the rare hantavirus on board a cruise ship marooned off the west coast of Cape Verde. 3 people are dead, 4 others are sick, and now the World Health Organization suspects human-to-human transmission. The hantavirus is usually spread by rodents, but it is now thought to have been carried on board the vessel by a Dutch couple who died. Officials say they believe the illness likely spread human to human, which is rare and requires close contact.
This doesn't sound like hantavirus is going to be a major issue on other cruises. It sounds like a sad but very rare event.
The World Health Organization says Spain has agreed to accept the vessel, but no decision has been made about where the passengers will be allowed to disembark. The Royal Ottawa is kicking off a massive fundraising campaign.
It's a day of hope, of immense pride, of new beginnings and transformation for the Royal in terms of stepping up and leaning in to our accountabilities for our patients, their families, and our community.
Their goal is to raise $75 million. The campaign launched with a donation of $14 million from the Waverley House Foundation. The Royal says money from the campaign will primarily be used to fuel research and will also fund projects to expand programs and services.
Canada is getting a new Governor General. Prime Minister Mark Carney has appointed former Supreme Court Justice Louise Arbour to the role. Arbour has a very impressive resume. In addition to her years as Supreme Court Justice, she has served as UN High Commissioner for Human Rights and has been named a Companion of the Order of Canada, which is the country's highest honor. Arbour will be Canada's 31st Governor General. Current Governor General Mary Simon's time in the role comes to an end in July.
And we now know which NHL team will pick first overall in the draft this summer.
Who gets the first pick of the draft?
Draw. 12. The number 12.
The number 12, the Toronto Maple Leafs have won the NHL Draft Lottery, and Matt Sundin is smiling ear to ear.
The Canucks had the best odds to pick number 1, but the Leafs jumped from number 5 to first. The San Jose Sharks will pick second, the Canucks third.
And for the Ottawa Senators, we get the beautiful 32nd pick overall.
Yikes. Have to be very strategic, right?
Yes, but at least, you know, for the Leafs fans, that's the first time Toronto's been at the top of the board throughout this year, right?
Right. I was like,
shots.
It's like Toronto #1. It's the only time you're going to see Toronto #1, so we'll give it to them.
Yeah, you guys can have this one. It is funny, though, seeing, like, the Matt Sundin, though.
The smile.
Just the straight face and then just the smile that started to come about.
Work like, yes, we know who we're taking.
Yes, a very big pick potentially coming down the line.
Imagine #1 pick, you just go,
Yeah.
Take anyone.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely. Our forecast today, we could see some spotty showers this morning. So a little bit of wet weather on the way early this morning. Don't worry, it will clear into the afternoon. But overall, it's going to be a cool day ahead. And we will see cool conditions over the next few days before we see warmer temperatures in through the weekend. Currently 7 degrees, so it's actually not too bad outside to start off your day. It could be a lot worse. 6 degrees in Kingston, Brockville, Trenton, all seeing a few scattered showers this morning. Most of this rain will stay to the south of us. You can see most of the system will stay to the south of us. Some areas could even see some thunderstorm activity like in Brockville, Cornwall. For us here in Ottawa, though, we could still see some scattered showers early this morning, right through until about noon hour. By noon hour, it should clear out, but then we do have these spotty showers that we will see over the next few days, continuing right through to the weekend forecast. So not a lot of rain on the way, but we could see just a little bit of wet weather kind of here and there throughout the next few days. Temps today only 12 degrees, so we're in those low double digits. We should be hovering around 17 this time of the year. 10 for Cornwall, Brockville, Kemptville, 14 out in the valley today. So you could see pretty cool across the region for our daytime highs. 11 is the high over in Gatineau. It will slowly warm up, and as we head into the weekend, it's looking much better and in through next week as well. Overnight lows tonight dropping down to 3 degrees, so cool into the overnight, which means a cool start tomorrow morning. 14 as we head into Thursday, 13 on Friday, so below seasonal until we head into Friday. Overnight lows quite cool over the next few days as well. Finally, warmer temperatures on Saturday, a high of 17. But you could see those spotty showers right through until Sunday. Finally, some drier, warm days as we head into next week.
Weather brought to you by Manotick Place Retirement Community, a community you can call home.
Riverside Drive, we are seeing lots of volume right now approaching Bank Street due to construction in that area. Other than that, it is pretty much smooth sailing at this time. No major issues or collisions to report.
Traffic brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers, 1-800-JUSTICE.
A new report is highlighting the concern from families in Canada when it comes to head injuries in kids' sports. Coming up next, CTV News correspondent Scott Hurst joins us with the results and if enough is being done to protect young people. Here's a live look through our sky cam. Sun just beginning to brighten up the sky there. That's a beautiful shot of Gatineau Hill, just looking gorgeous there. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa. Keep the umbrella handy. We may get a shower or two. 6:39. We'll be right back. 6:42. Here are some of the big stories happening today on Your Morning Ottawa. We have breaking news this morning. Officials in Gatineau say 2 people are dead after an apartment fire in Hull. Expect more pain at the pump today. Gas prices are expected to climb to just shy of $2 a liter for regular. And it was a huge night for Atletico Ottawa, who eliminated Major League Soccer's Toronto FC in the Canadian Championship. Now, let's take a look at the forecast.
A little bit cloudy to start off your morning. We are seeing some sunshine out there to start off your day, but we could still see some scattered showers early this morning until about noon hour today. 12 degrees is the high, so temps below seasonal. 3 is the overnight low. Staying cool over the next few days. 14 degrees for a Thursday, 13 on Friday, and a chance of scattered showers throughout the work week. On your roads this morning, things are looking decent on the highway. No major issues to report. Just starting to see some volume building around Woodruff and through Pinecrest this hour, but we are collision free.
Thanks, Melissa. Switching gears, Canadians are sending a clear message when it comes to children's brain health. Inaction is no longer acceptable. A new national survey is demanding action to protect children from preventable brain injuries. CTV News correspondent Scott Hurst joins us this morning with the results on the survey. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning, Will.
So the new report is highlighting the concern from many families across the country when it comes to head injuries in sports. What are you learning from this report?
This is, of course, an important issue for so many families, not just with kids looking to play at higher levels, but it's an important issue for kids of all ages, ability, and ambition, with the report stating that 93% of those surveyed demand action to protect children from preventable brain injuries. This new survey released just today is coming from the Concussion Legacy Foundation of Canada, highlighting the demand for more to be done to protect young people in sports. It goes on to show that 65% of respondents support a ban on let's say specifically heading in youth soccer, based on the current awareness. But that support rises to 85%, it shows, when the issue is framed specifically around child safety. Other key numbers that jumped out to me from the report include 75% believe Canada is falling behind some other countries in preventing brain injury in youth sports, and it argues Canadians overwhelmingly reject the idea that tradition should outweigh safety, with more than 90% of respondents saying long-term brain health is more important than preserving certain elements such as heading, checking, and tackling in some of these youth sports.
Yeah, and you know, Scott, obviously in major sports leagues, we've seen this change over the years where there's been more emphasis on protecting the quarterback in football or head injuries in sports. But at this time with this survey, is enough being done to protect our youth? What are some of the calls to action people are looking for?
You pointed out the changes that are being made at the top level, and of course kids are playing for so many years before they even get to that level. So this report is demanding leaders act now, both policy changes and better public awareness, calling on not just governments but also national sports organizations and leagues to, one, implement age-appropriate restrictions on repetitive head impacts, and also establishing mandatory national standards for brain injury prevention and management, so that kids can enjoy all the benefits from youth sports while minimizing some of the longer-term risks.
Yeah, I think a very important conversation to be having, especially when you see the survey results like that. Appreciate your time today, Scott.
Thanks, Will. Have a great day.
Mother's Day is just around the corner. So today on Your Morning Ottawa, we asked for your comments on what's the best advice your mom ever gave you. And here's what some of you had to say.
All right, Steve says, my mother's advice she gave me that I remember all the time is not to antagonize my wife. Married for 27 plus years with 2 children.
Love
and
that.
Melissa, chime in here.
Great advice. Great advice you were given, Steve.
Oh, that is wonderful. That's priceless.
Yeah.
Mom knows best. Do not antagonize your wife.
Yes. Well, let's keep this conversation going. Maybe you have more good advice like we just heard from Steve. We are asking you, what is the best advice your mom ever gave you? So send us your comments to yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. And coming up next on Your Morning Ottawa, we are getting our first look at a new movie about the early life of famed chef and TV host Anthony Bourdain. That's coming up next. Here's a live look at our Skycam on George Street this morning. Cloudy conditions to start off your day, 7 degrees right now, but we could see some scattered showers this morning. Good morning, Ottawa. It is 6:47. Ready to grow your green thumb this season? Join us every Friday as we plant the seeds for gardening success with local experts.
Good to Grow on CTV Your Morning Ottawa. Fridays. Brought to you in part by Robert Plant Greenhouses.
The National Capital Region is jam-packed with incredible experiences you don't want to miss. Hey, I'm Tanea Taylor, your iHeartRadio Weekender, powered by Barrhaven Ford. Get the inside scoop on all the biggest and best events every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on CTV, Move 100, Pure Country 94, TSN 1200, and News Talk 580 CFRA. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barrhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford dealership, and Ontario's #1 Ford EV dealer.
It is time now for the Morning Fix, and we are getting, pardon me, our first look at the upcoming film about the life of Anthony Bourdain.
I need a job. You worked in a kitchen before? Sorry. Yeah. We open Wednesday to Sunday. Start at 11 a.m.
The famed chef, writer, and TV host died by suicide in 2018. The film, Tony stars Dominic Sessa as a young Bourdain learning the ropes of the culinary industry in Provincetown. The movie is directed by Canadian filmmaker Matt Johnson and also stars Antonio Banderas and Leo Woodwall, and it will be released this August.
Looks like it's going to be an extremely compelling story, especially when you think about it from Provincetown like that. A lot of character building in that.
I have to say, I miss Anthony Bourdain.
I know. Absolutely. Okay, well, we couldn't find a yodeling club here in Ottawa, but there is a yodeling course available in this city. In other places in the world, it's actually incredibly popular. That's one way to warm up your voice in the morning. Yodel clubs are alive and well in Switzerland. There are almost 800 of them, totaling more than 12,000 members. For generations, Yodel nights have been about music and community. Club members serve a meal to visitors, then the music begins. Yodeling officially gained UNESCO Cultural Heritage status last year. Anybody good at yodeling here?
No.
Oh, there we go. A little high-pitched note for us.
I always go back to the viral clip of the yodeler in Walmart with the young boy who became famous and ended up on the stage of Coachella with his yodeling.
Yeah.
Do you remember? It's so cool, right? Because it's so different than anything you hear.
I always think of, is it The Sound of Music, where they kind of do a little yodeling because they're in Switzerland.
Yeah.
They do like, ole, ole, ole.
There you go. There you go. In there too.
When you have kids, you yodel quite often.
Please help me out.
Exactly.
Get their attention.
Exactly, anything. Well, several Canadians have received nominations for this year's Tony Awards, celebrating the best on Broadway.
Music, skipping a beat, singing a dream.
Hamilton-born actress Cassie Levy is up for Best Leading Actress in a Musical for her role in Ragtime. It's based on the 1975 novel of the same name. Other Canadians include costume designer Linda Cho, who was raised in Toronto. She is nominated for 2 Tonys, and Lee Kitty is the running for acting. The Tony Awards will be handed out on June 2nd.
Yay, Canada.
Right?
Go Canada, go.
Okay.
That's incredible. I love it.
As we head to break, we want to recap our breaking news that we've been bringing you throughout the morning so far. Gatineau officials say that 2 people are dead after an early morning apartment fire in Hull. We're going to take you live on scene to 255 Rue Laurier. A spokesperson for Gatineau Fire says the 2 deceased were found on the 4th floor of the building. 30 people had to evacuate, and the cause of the blaze remains under investigation. Police and emergency crews remain on scene. We'll bring you more details as they become available throughout the morning.
Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. Starting off the day here, 6:55. Keep the umbrella handy. May see some showers later on today. We'll be right back.
CTV and TSN 1200 want you to be the Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week. Your team could win $1,000 for new equipment, tournament fees, or an incredible team party.
Shoot us a quick video uploaded at ctvottawa.ca. Whether it's hockey, ringette, choir, band, or any team in between. Each week, the winning team will join us live in studio at CTV Ottawa at 6 to claim their prize.
Enter today for your chance to be Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week.
Ottawa is always on the move.
We're a big city
with a laid-back vibe.
Where foodies love their sweets.
And markets bursting with flavor.
Wrapped up in waterways.
And hot summer days.
This is a city where culture is on display.
And the future
meets the past.
Where people come together.
Always proud.
Often loud. Whee!
And positively the best place to live.
We move with you, Ottawa!
It's Wednesday, May 6th. 2 people are dead after an early morning apartment fire in Hull.
A historic 3 for Atletico Ottawa, who are going to eliminate Toronto FC.
A historic night for Atletico Ottawa, eliminating Toronto FC in the Canadian Championship.
It's a day of hope, of immense pride, of new beginnings.
And the Royal Ottawa is kicking off a massive fundraising campaign with a transformative donation as it looks to boost mental health care here in the capital. Your Morning Ottawa continues right now.
Good morning. 7 o'clock on the nose. I'm Rosie Edda.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
Okay, we're going to get to some breaking news right now. Officials in Gatineau say 2 people are dead after an early morning apartment fire in Hull. This is the scene at 255 Laurier. A spokesperson for Gatineau Fire says the 2 deceased were found on the 4th floor of the building. 30 people had to evacuate. The cause of the blaze remains under investigation. Police and emergency crews remain on scene.
Switching gears, it was a monumental night for Atletico Ottawa.
His friend as much as his right foot. It's Tabla for the heading! A historic 3 for Atletico Ottawa, who are going to eliminate Toronto FC!
Exciting indeed. Tabla with the hat trick as Atletico eliminates Toronto FC from the 2026 TELUS Canadian Championship. That's nation's highest domestic knockout tournament. Toronto is part of Major League Soccer, which is the top North American league. The final score was 3-1.
As workers get ready to return to office 4 days a week, federal public servants say they are concerned about parking. This is what the parking lot at the Department of National Defense looked like yesterday. Employees tell CTV News Tuesdays and Wednesdays tend to be the busiest during the week, with the majority of workers still only required to be in office 3 days a week.
It's just gotten way busier as we started. It used to be, we used to have to come in 2 days a week, and now it's 3 days a week. Very soon it'll be 4 days a week, and it just adds another anxiety to your workday, which I don't need with all the other anxieties that we have.
But employees say this has been a problem since even before the pandemic. The lot can hold around 5,000 vehicles, but there are closer to 10,000 workers. Officials at D&D say they are not looking at changing their return to office mandate, though there could be exceptions made in the future.
Another jump at the pump is expected today. Some analysts say the price of regular gas will jump about 7 cents a liter, bringing the average here in Ottawa to just shy of $2, 196.9 cents a liter to be exact. That's according to Canadians for Affordable Energy President Dan McTeague. McTeague says the ongoing conflict in the Middle East could push the prices to the point where people are finding it too expensive to drive.
The reality is that it's going to go much higher before we actually see what's called demand destruction. I know that it's a question of shortages, but in North America, we don't have a shortage yet. I don't expect we're going to have one, except in the worst case scenario, where we would see a number of those very large crude carriers making their way to the U.S. Gulf Coast and taking not only U.S. oil, but Canadian oil.
Oil markets remain volatile with no peace plan solidified in the Middle East. Meantime, U.S. President Donald Trump has put a pause on Project Freedom for a short period. Trump announced the decision in a social media post last night. The operation was aimed at opening the Strait of Hormuz. The move is meant to allow time for negotiations with Iran for a deal to end the war. Trump says the American forces' blockade of Iranian ports will remain in place.
Public health officials are trying to contain an outbreak of the rare hantavirus on board a cruise ship marooned off the West African coast of Cape Verde. 3 people are dead, 4 others are sick, and now the World Health Organization suspects human-to-human transmission. The hantavirus is usually spread by rodents, but it is now thought to have been carried on board the vessel by a Dutch couple who died. Officials say they believe the illness likely spread human-to-human, which is rare and requires close contact.
This doesn't sound like hantavirus is going to be a major issue on other cruises. This sounds like a sad but very rare event.
The World Health Organization says Spain has agreed to accept the vessel, but no decision has been made about where the passengers will be allowed to disembark. The Royal Ottawa is kicking off a massive fundraising campaign.
It's a day of hope, of immense pride, of new beginnings and transformation for the Royal in terms of stepping up and leaning in to our accountabilities for our patients, their families, and our community.
Goal is to raise $75 million. The campaign launched with a donation of $14 million from the Waverley House Foundation. The Royal says money from the campaign will primarily be used to fuel research and will also fund projects to expand programs and services.
Last night's PWHL playoff game between the Minnesota Frost and Montreal Victoire came to a dramatic conclusion after triple OT, and it was Marie-Philippe Poulin who finally ended the marathon match.
There's Abby Rock trying to find Laura Stacy. Gives it back for Rock. Rock plays it over. Poulin! Score!
Captain Clutch coming in clutch. Montreal was able to close it out and win at home, sending the series tied 1-1 to Minnesota on Thursday.
Now both semifinals in the P-Dub are tied 1-1. Ottawa hosts the Boston Fleet at the CTC. So Montreal triple overtime last night, a little sleepy. Then the Montreal Canadiens play tonight. So another game. So Montreal feeling good right now.
That must be such a moment to like triple overtime to get that game-winning goal. That must be a feeling like no other. Like, yes, it's finally over. We could go home to bed.
And drop your hockey sticks.
Yeah.
You're done.
And Marie-Philippe Poulin always just coming in at those moments just to claim victory each and every time. So amazing.
Yeah,
what an
it
icon.
was so fitting for her to score that goal. For
It
sure.
was.
Well, we do have your weather picture of the day today, and Colleen sent this in to us. Look at this. This was a gorgeous sunset out in Canada. Absolutely stunning.
Weather picture brought to you by Box Me Up. Moving, staging, renovating, just box me up.
Of course, we want to hear from you. Send those weather pictures to us. We could see it right here on the show, weathershots@ctv.ca. Again, the email address, weathershots@ctv.ca. Temps today a little bit below seasonal, so we have been warm over the last few days. Now we're going to deal with some cooler conditions. 12 degrees, normals around 16.9, and the sun will set 8:15 p.m. later on today. So temps right now, not so bad to start off your morning. It's a little bit cloudier. We did see some sunshine earlier, but currently sitting at 7 degrees. So pretty mild start to your morning. Scattered showers in Trenton, Kingston, Brockville sitting at 6 right now. Same over along the Seaway. So this is what we're seeing in our skies right now. You could see the areas to the south of us definitely seeing some wet weather. It looks like it will approach us here at some point throughout the morning hours, and we will see some little scattered showers before noon hour. Noon hour is when this system will clear out. Some areas, Kingston, Brockville, Cornwall, could even see some thunderstorms, so keep that in mind. We do have some active weather with this system. For us in Ottawa, this system will clear up by noon hour. It will still be a little bit cloudier into your day ahead, but still some sunshine later on this afternoon. It will be cloudy overnight, and then over the next few days, we are expecting these spotty showers. This will continue Thursday, Friday, and even in through the weekend forecast. 12 degrees is your school day forecast. So for kids heading off to school today, you probably grab the rain jacket and maybe a light sweater. You will need it this morning and into your afternoon. Not overly warm throughout the day ahead. Similar temperatures across the region in those mid to low teens. 14 for the Valley, 12 for Bancroft, Trenton area, 11 in Kingston. 10 is the daytime high out in Brockville, 11 for Gatineau, 8 in Montreal. So single digits in Montreal for this afternoon. Overnight dropping to 3 degrees. Over the next couple of days, we're going to see cool conditions, so below seasonal until Saturday, and those spotty showers continuing right through into the weekend forecast. Finally, warmer temperatures as we head into Saturday, more average with a high of 17. Next week is looking pretty good, especially Monday and through Tuesday, where we will see lots of sunshine.
7-day weather forecast brought to you by Davidson Hearing Aid Centers, celebrating over 80 years in family business.
Eastbound on the 417, slowdowns at the 416 split in through Woodruff. Westbound on the 174, it is congested between 10th Line and Montreal Road. Riverside Drive, also lots of buildup approaching Bank Street. This is due to construction that has been going on in that area.
This week, the Royal launched Lives Reclaimed, a $75 million fundraising campaign aimed at improving access to mental illness and addiction care at a time when the demand has never been greater. Joining us now to talk about what this means for patients, families, and our community is Chris Ide, President and CEO of the Royals Foundation. Good morning to you, Chris.
Good morning, Rosie.
Good morning. That's a very, very ambitious campaign looking to raise $75 million. Talk about the campaign and how it serves our community and the issues.
Yeah, so it's the biggest campaign in the Royals' history. It's 3 times the size of our last campaign, and it has a singular focus to help more people reclaim their lives from mental illness and addiction. That money's going to help in 2 critically important ways. The first is by improving access to mental illness and addiction care, and the second is by improving outcomes to mental illness and addiction care.
Can you tell us about the current state? You just mentioned about improving access.
Yeah.
What's the current state of access like for those seeking help with mental illness?
There are so many people living with a mental illness or addiction in our region, and it is so challenging to access care. Even when you find the right door, you're told to stand in line for months. And that's just not acceptable to us as a mom, as a parent, you know, trying to find access to services for my kids or my family members. It's incredibly difficult. And people living with a mental illness and addiction deserve access to care. But it's also important that when they're able to walk through that door, that care works for them. We think about it in thirds. There's 1/3 of people who are living with mental illness and addiction who aren't able to access care. 1/3 that when they do walk in the door, the treatments work for them. But then another third where those treatments do not work for them. They're called treatment resistant.
What happens with those who are treatment resistant?
Yeah, so the purpose of this campaign is to improve outcomes. And what we really mean by that is accelerating the new discoveries being made into care. So the Royal has a research institute within it. We have amazing scientists and clinician scientists who are really accelerating brand new discoveries into care. Historically, it's taken 17 years when we find a new treatment for it to reach the point of care. So our job in this campaign is to really close that gap and make sure that people suffering from depression who haven't responded to medications or talk therapy can get access to new treatments like neuromodulation, a stimulation of the brain that's been proven really responsive for people who are treatment resistant with depression.
Is that what sets the Royal apart in terms of research from other institutions, that really focusing on those who are treatment resistant?
That's right. So you can get care at your primary care physician or in other community-based organizations. When you come to the Royal, we are a research institute. We are pioneering new discoveries, new diagnostics, treatments, and prevention options, and those should be available to patients when they come through our door. Not everybody needs those treatments if they prove responsive to medication or talk therapy, but that is the specialty of the Royal as a specialty mental illness and addiction hospital.
Okay, so if people want to get involved, want to help, want to donate, where can they go?
Yeah, so they can go to livesreclaim.ca. We have a challenge on right now. We've had an amazing lead gift of $14 million to kick off this campaign. This special donor, Waverly House Foundation, has also provided a match to the community when 15,000 people, regardless of the amount that they give, whether it's $14 or $14 million, make a donation, they'll donate an additional $1 million to improve access and outcomes.
Okay, and you got a little something here for me
I
too.
do, so we wanted to give this to you and all of our supporters, a badge of honor. Carry it with you.
Thank you very, very much, Chris, with the Royal. All the best with the campaign, looking to raise $75 million.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Coming up, if you want to enjoy a backyard fire this summer, there are some rules you will have to follow. Ottawa Fire Safety Officer Leanne LeBay is here to tell us what we need to know. She's standing by in the Your Morning Ottawa Lazy Boy Lounge. And here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa, 7:14. We will be right back. (7:17). Here are the big stories happening today on Your Morning Ottawa. Officials in Gatineau say 2 people are dead after an apartment fire in Hull. The cause of the blaze remains under investigation. More pain at the pump today. Gas prices are expected to climb to just shy of $2 a liter for regular. And it was a huge night for Atletico Ottawa, who eliminated Major League Soccer's Toronto FC in the Canadian Championship. Now, let's take a look at the forecast.
A cooler day in the forecast for us. We will be into the double digits, but low double digits into the afternoon. 12 degrees is the daytime high this afternoon, but we will have around 9 degrees throughout most of the day today. Could still see those scattered showers early this morning till about noon hour, then it should clear up into through the overnight. Temperatures falling to 3 degrees. On your roads this morning, traffic is still looking fairly decent. Volume building still Woodruff, Pinecrest into the downtown core this hour, but we are collision free. Will.
We got Leanne joining us once again to talk about all of our fire safety needs. And today we are covering burn bans. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
So first, I just want to get clear, what is a burn ban before we get into the reasons why?
Absolutely. So a burn ban is actually a preventative measure that we put in place to not only protect property, but to protect people as well as the fire crews when there is bad weather going on. They're largely based on weather conditions, so dry temperatures, humidity levels, winds, and lack of or amount of precipitation. And they'll always be declared by the fire chief.
Okay, even earlier in the week, even though we saw so much rain, there was still a burn ban put in place. Can you talk about some of the burn bans that are in place and when that happens? Because it might not just be in one area, but it could be for multiple areas.
Yeah, so we speak just for Ottawa. So if we put on a burn ban for Ottawa, it's for the entire city in itself. We do largely follow around with what the Ministry of Natural Resources is doing to follow the trends that are going throughout the province to make sure that we are covering it properly and to ensure that we're protecting them. The other thing to know is that Ottawa Fire has absolutely no tolerance for burning during a burn ban.
Okay. No, an important question I think that many people always wonder about their different neighborhoods. In residential neighborhoods, what are they allowed to do and not to do based on the time of year?
Exactly. So it really depends on where you live. And the easiest way to figure out if you're allowed to have a burn or not is to go onto our website at ottawa.ca/fire. And you can go to our address lookup tool. You type in your address and it'll bring up what area of the city you live in. We are a largely geographical rural area, Ottawa is, but our population is densely based in the urban. So the general rule of thumb is if you're urban, no burning. If you're rural, make sure that you purchase a permit and are using it appropriately.
And I want to mention too, when the burn bans are put in place, but you do have a permit, which one takes precedent?
The burn ban.
Okay.
Yeah, so permit or not, if there's a burn ban in place, there's absolutely no burning whatsoever. Yeah, but if you do live in the urban area, there still is a way that you can have an outdoor fire. With that being said, you just have to ensure that it's not burning any type of wood or combustible material. So you can use the natural gas ones, propane ones, oil ones. They are permitted. The big thing with them is they need to have a shutoff. So if it has a shutoff, those are allowed because they will not put off combustible sparks or anything from the device.
I think people would be very interested to know about what the actual causes of many of these fires are, and probably a little bit surprised too. What are some of the incidents that you've seen of the actual causes of many of these fires?
Carelessness, unfortunately. It's never intended. People don't intend to go out there, but they get distracted, so lack of paying attention to your fire, so it needs to always have someone observing it. Not paying attention to the weather. Having a fire that's larger than what you're allowed to, because your permit actually will specify different sizes for specific fires. So it's making sure to keep it contained within that and keeping it far enough away from all of your house, your buildings, your hedges, your trees, your wires and highways and stuff like that, because those are things that help make it spread.
Number one thing we should do, let's say we're having a fire in our backyard, urban or residential, and we start to get something out of control. What's the first thing we should do?
Call 911.
Okay.
Because a lot of people don't realize just how fast these fires will spread. So you want to have help coming on the way.
And unfortunately, we're reporting this morning about a, fire scenes are on Crew and Gatineau right now. Would you guys work together to maybe determine that cause as we move forward over this?
Not for determining the cause. They will have theirs, but there are instances where we will help them if required as a mutual aid assistance.
Appreciate your time, Leanne, especially making sure that we're as safe as possible and following those burn ban rules.
Exactly. Read your permit and always make sure to call in to determine if there is a burn ban before you decide to light your fire.
Follow Leanne's rules always. That's our key today. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Melissa, over to you.
Through peer-to-peer programming, the Dare to Be Vulnerable project has brought over 80 leaders into the conversation around mental health. Their latest session is coming up on May 11th, and Susan Blaine is the founder of the Dare to Be Vulnerable project, and she joins us this morning alongside Christy Clark, one of the session's courageous speakers. Good morning to you both.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here. Let's talk about this because May is, of course, Mental Health Awareness Month. So what is the importance of having these conversations, especially during the month of May?
Well, if we can use the word stigma and discrimination, it's really important to keep those conversations going so that we lessen that in our community, because there's a lot of people struggling in silence.
Right.
And the more we have leaders like Christy and others participating and demonstrating and modeling what it looks like to talk openly about our mental health, because we have one, just like we have a physical health, a brain health, a gut health.
Absolutely.
Right? So it's really important.
So tell us some more about the Dare to Be Vulnerable project.
So yeah, it's a movement.
Yeah.
And we've delivered over 21 sessions to 2,500 people.
Wow.
We've had over 80 leaders, as you mentioned. It's peer-to-peer programming, which is very unique. We're doing something very unique in this space, and it's preventative programming. So it's the May 11th session is going to be our morning program that we've delivered 21 times.
Wow.
And then the afternoon we're going to have tools and science-based tools and a playbook that everybody can walk away with. So it's really mental health for the masses, I like to say.
I love that. And Christy, tell us a little bit about your story and why you wanted to be part of this.
So my background is HR, so I see a lot of mental health in the workplace, more than I should, especially in the last few years. It's definitely on the rise. Susan and I connected a few years ago, and I strongly believe in what she's doing, and the vulnerability and the openness of the space that she creates in these sessions. We need more people coming. We need more people talking about it.
Absolutely. Tell us about the session happening on Monday.
Yeah, so Monday is from 8:30 till 3:30 at the Brook Street Hotel. And the morning, we're really encouraging leaders to come out and model what it looks like to invest in a day for your mental health.
Right.
It's really individual work, and what we're seeing out there, and this doesn't make me too popular to say this, but leaders are modeling burnout because they're too busy, you know, and I get that, and we're all busy, right? But that's a bit of a treadmill, you know, a bit of a habit. And in order to prioritize our mental health, we need to invest time. We need to invest time in practices. And it's a professional development day for mental health. That's what it's designed for. And we have a great turnout. We hope that more people who see the show today sign up and join us. And, you know, the one thing, Melissa, is that our statistics are rising.
Okay.
They're not declining. So we really need leaders to model what it looks like to invest in their mental health.
And Christy, what's your message for those conversations surrounding mental health?
It really is, we need to be having the conversation.
Yeah.
Just that. We need to talk about it more and not mask it, which is, I think, what we've done it's ingrained to mask it and not talk about it.
It's difficult. There's a lot of shame, you know, and that's why it's called the Dare to Be Vulnerable project.
Right. And how can people register for the session on Monday?
They can go to the daretobevulnerable.com website, and the link's right there.
Wonderful. Well, thank you both so much for taking time to join us today, and best of luck on Monday.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And the Mother Earth Psychic and Craft Fair is coming up on Saturday. We are learning more about that just ahead. Our guests are standing by in the Your Morning Ottawa Lazy Boy Lounge and will be joining us shortly.
Ottawa is always on the move.
We're a big city
With a laid-back vibe.
where foodies love their sweets,
And markets bursting with flavor.
wrapped up in waterways.
And hot summer days.
This is a city where culture is on display.
And the future,
Meets the past.
where people come together.
Always proud
Often loud. Whee!
and positively the best place to live.
We move with you, Ottawa!
Good morning to you. It is 7:30. Welcome. I'm Rosie Edda.
I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb, and we could see a little bit of rain here this morning, so hopefully everyone will bring their umbrellas to work this hour.
All right, we've got more on the forecast and we got our headline stories, but first off, we're going to start with some breaking news this hour. Officials in Gatineau say 2 people are dead after an early morning apartment fire in Hull. This happened at 255 Rue Laurier. The blaze broke out around 2 a.m. A spokesperson for Gatineau Fire says the two deceased were found on the 4th floor of the building. 30 people had to evacuate. The cause remains under investigation. Police and emergency crews remain on scene.
Well, it was a monumental night for Atletico Ottawa.
His friend as much as his right foot. It's Tabla for the heady! A historic 3 for Atletico Ottawa, who are going to eliminate Toronto FC!
Look at the excitement. Tabla with the hat trick as Atletico eliminates Toronto FC from the 2026 TELUS Canadian Championship. That's the nation's highest domestic knockout tournament. Toronto is part of Major League Soccer, which is the top North American league. The final score was 3-1.
As workers get ready to return to office 4 days a week, federal public servants say they are concerned about parking. This is what the parking lot at the Department of National Defense looked like yesterday. Employees tell CTV News Tuesdays and Wednesdays tend to be the busiest during the week, with the majority of workers still only required to be in office 3 days a week.
It's just gotten way busier as we started. It used to be, we used to have to come in 2 days a week, and now it's 3 days a week. Very soon it'll be 4 days a week, and it just adds another anxiety to your workday, which I don't need with all the other anxieties that we have.
But employees say this has been a problem since even before the pandemic. The lot can hold around 5,000 vehicles, but there are closer to 10,000 workers. Officials at D&D say they are not looking at changing their return to office mandate, though there could be exceptions made in the future.
Another jump at the pump is expected today. Some analysts say the price of regular gas will jump about 7 cents a liter, bringing the average here in Ottawa to just shy of $2. 196.9 cents a liter to be exact. That's according to Canadians for Affordable Energy President Dan McTeague. McTeague says that the ongoing conflict in the Middle East could push prices to the point where people are finding it too expensive to drive.
The reality is that it's going to go much higher before we actually see what's called demand destruction. I know that it's a question of shortages, but in North America, we don't have a shortage yet. I don't expect we're going to have one, except in the worst case scenario, where we would see a number of those very large crude carriers making their way to the U.S. Gulf Coast and taking not only U.S. oil, but Canadian oil.
Oil markets remain volatile with no peace plans solidified in the Middle East. Meantime, U.S. President Donald Trump has put a pause on Project Freedom for a short period. Trump announced the decision in a social media post last night. The operation was aimed at opening the Strait of Hormuz. The move is meant to allow time for negotiations with Iran for a deal to end the war. Trump says the American forces' blockade of Iranian ports will remain in place.
Public health officials are trying to contain an outbreak of the rare hantavirus on board a cruise ship marooned off the West African coast of Cape Verde. 3 people are dead, 4 others are sick, and now the World Health Organization suspects human-to-human transmission. The hantavirus is usually spread by rodents, but it is now thought to have been carried on board the vessel by a Dutch couple who died. Officials say they believe the illness likely spread human-to-human, which is rare and requires close contact.
This doesn't sound like hantavirus is going to be a major issue on other cruises. This sounds like a sad but very rare event.
The World Health Organization says Spain has agreed to accept the vessel, but no decision has been made about where the passengers will be allowed to disembark. The Royal Ottawa is kicking off a massive fundraising campaign.
It's a day of hope, of immense pride, of new beginnings and transformation for the Royal in terms of stepping up and leaning in to our accountabilities for our patients, their families, and our community.
Their goal is to raise $75 million. The campaign launched with a donation of $14 million from the Waverley House Foundation. The Royal says money from the campaign will primarily be used to fuel research and will also fund projects to expand programs and services.
Canada is getting a new Governor General. Prime Minister Mark Carney has appointed former Supreme Court Justice Louise Arbour to the role. Arbour has a very impressive resume. In addition to her years as Supreme Court Justice, she has served as UN High Commissioner for Human Rights and has been named a Companion of the Order of Canada, which is the country's highest honor. Arbour will be Canada's 31st Governor General. Current Governor General Mary Simon's time in the role comes to an end in July.
The annual list of Canada's 100 best restaurants is out, and this year there are 3 places in Ottawa that have claimed a spot.
Atelier, located on Rochester Street, ranked 54th on the list. And Thea on Somerset Street West claimed the 76th spot. It opened 5 months ago and features a vegetarian, 9-dish tasting menu, and is owned by Chef Brianna Kim, who won the Canadian Culinary Championship back in 2023.
Arlo was the 3rd Ottawa restaurant on the list, ranking just behind Anthea in 77th place. Yay us.
Look at all these beautiful plates that we're seeing right now. I'm hungry.
Yeah, I got 2 of those on the list too because I've only ate at one of them. So
okay.
2 on the 100 list. I think we're looking good.
Well, maybe we'll have to invite them to the show so we can all have a joint taste at them.
I mean, twist our arm, a couple of the
We'll
top
have to reach
restaurants.
out.
A couple of plates here and there. Why not?
Yes,
I'd be okay with that.
Absolutely. It looks so delicious.
Yes.
Our forecast this morning, we could still see some scattered showers before noon hour. It will clear up later on this afternoon, but overall, cool temps today, and it's unfortunately a little bit of a cool week in store for us. Right now, we are sitting at 7 degrees, seeing cloudy conditions to start off our morning. 8 degrees in Montreal. Some scattered showers for Trenton, Kingston, Brockville, Cornwall, sitting at 6 this hour. And this is a look at those scattered showers. Some areas could even see some active weather on the way, especially along Brockville. For us here in Ottawa, most of the rain will stay to the south of us, but you could see we could just see some spotty showers over the next few hours until about noon hour before this system does clear out. So spotty showers this morning until about noon hour, then it should clear out, but still a cloudier day. Still a little bit of sunshine off and on for us into the afternoon. And then over the next couple of days, we're going to continue to see these spotty showers right through into your weekend forecast. So not a lot of dry conditions until we head into next week. Temperatures today for a school day forecast is going to stay quite cool. So we will stay in those single digits throughout the afternoon for your recess. 7 degrees by noon hour, which we're sitting right now, and 8 degrees by 1 o'clock. We will warm up to a high of 12, but not until late this afternoon. Between 3 and 4 is when we will reach that daytime high, but then it will drop pretty quickly. So we won't really sit at our daytime high too long. 10 degrees in Cornwall, Kemptville, 14 for the Valley today, and both Pembroke, Petawawa, 11 is your high over in Gatineau. Over the next few days, we'll definitely see cooler conditions, and then we won't warm up until we head into Saturday. 3 degrees is the low for tonight. Those spotty showers right through until Sunday, unfortunately. A little bit cooler today and through Friday. Finally, more seasonal-like conditions as we head into Saturday. On your roads this hour, here's a live look at your drive-in. Volume is building east to west. It's slow from the split into downtown. If you're heading westbound, eastbound, it's heavy from Bayshore in through the Woodruff area this hour.
Traffic brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers. 1-800-JUSTICE.
The Mother Earth Psychic and Craft Fair is coming up on Saturday. And here to tell us about this unique event is Dot, also known as Mother Earth Psychic and Craft Fair organizer and renowned Algonquin artist. We have with us Aki, who's here. Good morning to you, and thank you so much for coming on the show. Let's talk about this Mother Earth event. Please describe to us what we can expect.
Okay. Right now, moms may be feeling a little bit depressed, so we wanted to create this event to uplift them. It's an event with 35 psychics, and it's artisans and gift creators, and it's in support of No Surrender Ottawa, which is a rescue, and Ottawa Stray Cat Rescue.
I want to talk to Aki about that, the charitable component of this event. Talk about where some of the funds will go to.
Oh yes, so we're really happy to share with people that we're supporting the the Ottawa Rescue at Ottawa. Sorry.
It's a long name, but it's an Ottawa rescue for dogs as well.
For kitties.
Yeah. For kitties.
Yeah. The Ottawa
I wish I could help you out. I don't have the name of the
No
charitable.
Surrender shelter.
Okay,
And
there
then
you go.
the Ottawa Cat Rescue. Yeah.
It's important to you, isn't it?
Yeah, we've been
Why?
helping for about like maybe 12 years. I don't know. For me, ever since I was a child, I like rescue little animals. So later on to actually like help with people.
There you go. Who do you have with you right there?
This is little Eleanor. I
There
think
you go.
she's a little bit scared
She
right
just
now.
needs you to hold her a little
Yeah.
bit more. Dot, I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about this. The fact that you call it like a really great Mother's Day happening. Why is that? When people walk in, especially moms, how do you think that they're going to feel?
Oh, we've got a really good day planned. It's actually an evening event, and it's a donation by the door to the rescue.
Okay.
And we have amazing door prizes. I make these beautiful crowns.
That is
and
wonderful.
we have a costume contest. So one of the prizes is the crown.
Okay.
And we also have prizes from the. We're having
I'll
problems.
give you a
with-
second. It'll come to you. It'll come.
But we have
Lots of
prizes.
different prizes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Dylan Black has donated
go. Okay.
a gift certificate.
Wonderful.
For performance.
Okay.
For people to see the performance at Yuck Yucks.
We are
And-
so excited about this. It's happening on May 9th at the
Yeah.
Bronson Center. Mother Earth, it's beautiful. I love it. Mother Earth Fair, Psychic and Craft Fundraiser. And there's a charitable component. If you want any more information, you can see it there on the screen there. It's happening from 4:30 to 10 p.m. on May 9th. Thank you to both of you, Dot and Aki. Melissa, over to you.
Wake up and win your morning with Your Morning Ottawa and beancars.ca. We could pay your bills with a massive $20,000. Just imagine what you can do with an extra 20 grand. The possibilities are absolutely endless. So today's code word is fortune. Head over to the contest page, ctvottawa.ca. You can also scan that QR code you see right there on your screen. Enter the word fortune with your information for your chance to win the Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest. Of course, this is brought to you by beancars.ca in Carleton Place. And coming up, martinis for a good cause. We get a preview of Martini Madness in support of Crohn's and colitis. Our guests are standing by. We'll have that conversation coming up next. Here's a live look for a Centennial Glass Sky Cam this morning. Still a gray start to your morning. Could see those scattered showers sitting at 7 degrees. Good morning, Ottawa. It is 7:43. We are shaking up some martinis this morning, but it is for a good cause. Martini Man is happening tomorrow night. And here with a little preview, we have Danielle and Lauren joining us this morning. Good morning to you both. Okay, before we shake up these martinis, tell us about Martini Madness, because it's been happening for 19 years.
Yes,
That's incredible.
It is. So Martini Madness is a really fun fundraiser.
Yeah.
Cocktail party style at Lago Bar and Grill. And we have unlimited martinis, live music, a lot of artwork sponsored by Santini Gallery, which is my gallery of local artists, and live painters. It is so much fun and all for a great cause to raise money for Crohn's and colitis research.
Okay, so tell us the importance of raising money for this great cause.
So 340,000 Canadians live with Crohn's or colitis. We have one of the highest rates in the world, and an alarming number of children being diagnosed under the age of 6. So it is so important to figure out the cause and find a cure so that future generations have more options.
Yeah. All right, let's get shaking up some martinis. Danielle, you're going to be our bartender. What are we making here today? I'm seeing a theme. It seems to be an espresso martini.
Well, it's the morning, so we thought we would start with that.
Kind of the perfect one for the morning.
If there's a good martini for the morning, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
And actually, espresso martinis are one of the ones that we will have at the event on Thursday. And all of our vodka this year is sponsored by Tag Vodka, so we have them here today, which is really great.
All right.
So for our espresso martini, we're going to do 2 ounces of Tag Vodka, preferably. I'm doing 2 because we're making 2 here.
All right, yes, we are making 2.
Yes. And then we're going to do We're doing extra coffee this morning because it's still early.
You know what?
So we're going to do 2 of coffee.
Martinis, espresso martinis, a little bit different,
Yes.
right? Like everybody puts their own little spin to it. I like that you're adding the extra coffee, though. We need a little extra oomph in the morning
Me
at
too.
this hour.
And then we're going to take our Kahlua, and you would do a half shot of Kahlua. I'm doing a full one since we're doing 2 here.
All right.
Oh, and I'm making a mess. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
All right.
That's part of bartending.
It's true.
As long as it doesn't splash on the white dress, we
Yes,
are okay.
I will back up.
It's okay.
And our ice has melted a little bit, but we're still good.
The bright lights also does that.
Exactly.
That's okay. It's
Yes.
still going to look beautiful.
So we're going to shake it all up.
Shake it up.
And then if you're lucky enough to have a very nice pop top, we're going to pour these in.
So much fun.
And we even brought...
Oh, some coffee beans. You
Of
got to have the little added touch.
course.
Now, I know there are still tickets left.
Yes.
People can still purchase tickets to go.
We can buy them online or at the door.
Okay. And tell us a little bit more about the night. What's the reviews been like from guests? Because I'm imagining it's the same people going year after year because it's such a good time.
Exactly. It really is a great value for your money. You get hors d'oeuvres, full dinner stations, again, the martinis, full option for bar, dancing, music, huge auction as well.
Tell us about some of the prizes that will be up for grabs for the silent auction.
Yeah, we've got silent auction. We've got lots of artwork, like you said, lots of really great gift cards to local places, some really wonderful experiences. This year, we're actually added a balloon raffle where we are giving away 4 VIP tickets to the Boots and Hearts music event that's happening later this summer. We got
that's a good
Oceaga
one.
passes.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got some really great stuff and some really great live auction items as well. That'll be a little bit of a surprise, so you have to come to find out.
All right. So where can people go for more information and to purchase those tickets?
Yeah, that's at martini-madness.ca.
Martini-madness.ca. Well,
Yes.
thank you both so much for joining us. And look at this beautiful martini they have created for us here today. Looks absolutely delicious. If you want to try out their signature espresso martini, you're going to have to go to their event happening tomorrow night. And thank you again for joining us here today. Cheers.
Thank you.
Rosie.
Looking very nice indeed. All right, coming up on Your Morning Ottawa, a great read for a great mom. We get some Mother's Day pics from Mary Taggart. That's just ahead.
Hi, everyone. Mark Rowe inside the SportsCenter newsroom with your must-see moment from Tuesday in Fort. We're going to head to Detroit with the Pistons taking on the Cavs in Game 1 of their series. Second quarter, off the steal, Keon Ellis looks to go in for the lay-in, but check out Asar Thompson chases him down for the huge rejection. Thompson not giving up on the play, coming up with a massive chase down block. That is your must-see moment from Tuesday. And on Wednesday on TSN, you can see Game 2 between the Sixers and Knicks. New York won Game 1 by 39 points. Coverage starts at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. That's all from the SportsCenter newsroom. Have a great day.
Here are your milestone celebrations for this Wednesday, May 6th. So we are going to start off with a happy 12th birthday. This is going out to Maya from Mom, Dad, your sister, Aria, your grandpa and grandma, Uncle Mo, and the entire family. We have a happy 8th birthday. This is to Edouard. Love from Nana, Papa, Mama, Papa, and your big brother, Thomas. Happy 6th birthday to Eliza. Love you always from your grandma and your papa. And of course, if you have a milestone, celebrate it with us. Send your birthday announcements for kids turning 13 years old and younger, and for those turning 100 years and more. Wedding anniversaries for those celebrating 50 years or more. All you have to do, send us that email, ottawa.milestones@ctv.ca. We'll be sure to get your announcement on the air. CTV, Your Morning Ottawa and Saint Laurent Centre are celebrating Mother's Day, and we are giving you a chance to win a $500 gift card to make your day unforgettable. Find the perfect gift and treat yourself at Saint Laurent Centre. Explore a wide selection of fashion, beauty, and so much more with new stores like Sephora and H&M at Saint Laurent. Your one destination for everything you need, conveniently located off the 417 with ample free parking. Make this Mother's Day truly special. Visit ctvottawa.ca for your chance to win that $500 shopping spree at Saint Laurent Centre. And good luck. We'll be right back after this.
It's Wednesday, May 6th. 2 people are dead after an early morning fire in Hull.
A historic 3 for Atletico Ottawa, who are going to eliminate Toronto FC.
You heard it there, a historic night for Atletico Ottawa, eliminating Toronto FC in the Canadian Championship.
It's a day of hope, of immense pride, of new beginnings.
And the Royal Ottawa is kicking off a massive fundraising campaign with a transformative donation as it looks to boost mental health care in the capital. Your Morning Ottawa continues right now.
Good morning to you just after 8 o'clock. Welcome. I'm Rosie Edda.
Yeah, happy Wednesday, everybody. I'm Will Yellow.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
Coming up a little bit later on, I might be getting my dancing shoes on. I don't know. I seem to feel a little bit of peer pressure from you that I need to get some dance moves on today.
I said I can't wait. This is a give dance a chance. It's a free workshop happening to have dance being more inclusive for everybody, which I absolutely love. And I'm more excited to see you bust a move because we do love your dance moves here on the show.
Yeah, and we know that I dance usually all morning.
Yes.
Both pre and after the show.
Behind the scenes.
So now we just get to do it on air.
I can't wait for that.
Why not? Looking forward to that, plus today's top stories. But first off, we're going to begin with some breaking news. New this hour, officials in Gatineau say 2 people are dead after an early morning apartment fire in Hull. This happened at 255 Rue Laurier. The blaze broke out around 2 a.m. A spokesperson for Gatineau Fire says the 2 deceased were found on the 4th floor of the building. 30 people had to evacuate. The cause remains under investigation. Police and emergency crews remain on scene.
In sports news, it was a monumental night for Atletico Ottawa.
His friend as much as his right foot. It's Tabla for the Hattie. A historic 3 for Atletico Ottawa, who are going to eliminate Toronto FC.
You heard the call there. Tabla with the hat trick as Atletico eliminates Toronto FC from the 2026 TELUS Canadian Championship. That's the nation's highest domestic knockout tournament. Toronto is part of Major League Soccer, which is the top North American league. The final score was 3-1.
As workers get ready to return to office 4 days a week, federal public servants say they are concerned about parking. This is what the parking lot at the Department of National Defense looked like yesterday. Employees tell CTV News Tuesdays and Wednesdays tend to be the busiest during the week, with the majority of workers still only required to be in office 3 days a week.
It's just gotten way busier as we started. It used to be, we used to have to come in 2 days a week, and now it's 3 days a week. Very soon it'll be 4 days a week, and it just adds another anxiety to your workday, which I don't need with all the other anxieties that we have.
But employees say this has been a problem since even before the pandemic. The lot can hold around 5,000 vehicles, but there are closer to 10,000 workers. Officials at D&D say they are not looking to change their return to office mandate, though there could be exceptions made in the future.
Another jump at the pump is expected today. Some analysts say the price of regular gas will jump about 7 cents a liter, bringing the average here in Ottawa to just shy of $2. 196.9 cents a liter to be exact. Well, that's according to Canadians for Affordable Energy President Dan McTeague. McTeague says the ongoing conflict in the Middle East could push prices to the point where people are finding it too expensive to drive.
The reality is that it's going to go much higher before we actually see what's called demand destruction. I know that it's a question of shortages, but in North America, we don't have a shortage yet. I don't expect we're going to have one, except in the worst case scenario, where we would see a number of those very large crude carriers making their way to the U.S. Gulf Coast and taking not only U.S. oil, but Canadian oil.
Oil markets remain volatile with no peace plan solidified in the Middle East. Meantime, U.S. President Donald Trump has put a pause on Project Freedom for a short period. Trump announced the decision in a social media post last night. The operation was aimed at opening the Strait of Hormuz. The move is meant to allow time for negotiations with Iran for a deal to end the war. Trump says the American forces' blockade of Iranian ports will remain in place.
Public health officials are trying to contain an outbreak of the rare hantavirus on board a cruise ship marooned off the West African coast of Cape Verde. 3 people are dead, 4 others are sick, and now the World Health Organization suspects human-to-human transmission. The hantavirus is usually spread by rodents, but it is now thought to have been carried on board the vessel by a Dutch couple who died. Officials say they believe the illness likely spread human-to-human, which is rare and requires close contact.
This doesn't sound like hantavirus is going to be a major issue on other cruises. This sounds like a sad but very rare event.
The World Health Organization says Spain has agreed to accept the vessel, but no decision has been made about where the passengers will be allowed to disembark. The Royal Ottawa is kicking off a massive fundraising campaign.
It's a day of hope, of immense pride, of new beginnings and transformation for the Royal in terms of stepping up and leaning in to our accountabilities for our patients, their families, and our community.
Their goal is to raise $75 million. The campaign launched with a donation of $14 million from the Waverley House Foundation. The Royal says money from the campaign will primarily be used to fuel research and will also fund projects to expand programs and services.
Canada is getting a new Governor General. Prime Minister Mark Carney has appointed former Supreme Court Justice Louise Arbour to the role. Arbour has a very impressive resume. In addition to her years as Supreme Court Justice, she has served as UN High Commissioner for Human Rights and has been named a Companion of the Order of Canada, which is the country's highest honor. Arbour will be Canada's 31st Governor General. Current Governor General Mary Simon's time in the role comes to an end in July.
And we now know which NHL team will have the first overall pick in the draft this summer.
Who gets the first pick of the draft?
Draw. 12. The number 12.
The number 12, the Toronto Maple Leafs have won the NHL draft lottery, and Matt Sundin is smiling ear to ear.
Okay, so the Canucks had the best odds to pick number 1, but the Leafs jumped from number 5 to first. The San Jose Sharks will pick second, the Canucks third.
The Ottawa Senators will pick 32nd overall.
So we're at the bottom.
We are, and the internet is going wild. It's always so funny to see, too, right? Because people go, it's rigged. The Leafs, they love the Leafs. It's rigged. Everything's like ping pong balls go up. They talk about AI. Just happened to be the Leafs got the number 1
Maybe
spot.
the Leafs ping pong balls are a little lighter than
That's
the other ping pong.
right. Yes,
You never
yes.
know. Or like they have more aerodynamics or something. But, you know, it's nice to see the Leafs at the top for once.
Well,
right?
for once,
One
yes.
time we see them at the top of the podium.
Yeah, well, you can see Matt Sundin's was finally like, oh, he's had a smile on his face because he probably hasn't smiled in years looking at the team. So something to look forward to
Talking
for
smack.
them.
Love it.
Each and every day.
Oh, yeah. Yes, absolutely. Our forecast today could be a little bit wet before we see clearer conditions this afternoon. Temperatures cooler as well. So we were kind of spoiled with a couple days above seasonal. Now we're going to see a couple days below seasonal, starting with today. 12 degrees is the high this afternoon. So we will be well below that daytime average. 8:14 is when the sun will set later on this afternoon. So we do have a nice long day at least. And we've kind of gone back and forth with cloudier skies, a little bit of sunshine. We have warmed up a little bit. We are sitting at 8 degrees now this morning. We were sitting at 7 earlier. 3 degrees in the valley, 6 for Kingston, Trenton, Brockville. Right now we're getting to see a bit of sunshine. It's kind of been cloudy with sunny breaks. We will see that throughout the day. Still a chance though that we could see some of this leftover system. So you could see most of this low pressure system staying to the south of us. However, we could still see some spotty showers as we get the top end of this system throughout the forecast until about noon hour today. That's when we could see some spotty showers. By noon hour, it will clear out, but still a cloudier day, not a ton of sunshine late this afternoon, but we will still get to see a little bit of sunshine, some sunny breaks throughout the day ahead. And then after that, a few spotty showers. So we're going to continue to see spotty showers throughout most of the work week this week. 12 degrees is the high today, below seasonal. We should be sitting at around 17 degrees this time of the year. You can see it is cool across the region, though. 10 in Kemptville, Brockville, Cornwall. The valley sitting at 14 degrees for your daytime high today. Single digits in Montreal, a high of only 8. Overnight tonight, temps falling to 3. It will stay cool till Friday, a little bit below seasonal. Even the overnight lows in those cooler conditions in those low single digits. Spotty showers in through the weekend. Finally back to normal in terms of temperatures on Saturday with a high of 17. Next week so far is looking good. We're seeing sunshine and warmer weather. We do have a collision westbound on the Queensway. This is at the Vanier Parkway, so keep that in mind. It is very heavy in that area. Eastbound on the 417, it is slow from the 416 split and through Woodruff. Having west on the Queensway, we're seeing heavy slowdown Saint Laurent through Nicholas, and westbound on the 174, it's heavy between 10th Line Road and Montreal Road. And just a reminder, Riverside, we've been seeing lots of congestion over the last few days approaching Bank Street, and this is because of construction in that area. Coming up on Your Morning Ottawa, Give Dance a Chance is a mobile dance workshop all about making dance more accessible. Don't go anywhere. We are going to learn a few moves with Will coming up next. Here's a live look for a Centennial Glass Sky Cam this morning. Cloudy conditions right now, temps sitting at 8 degrees. Good morning, Ottawa. It is 8:11.
Welcome back, everybody. Give dance a chance. And you know what? I just might. Manhattan joins us this morning to talk a little bit more about that. Good morning to you.
Hi, good morning.
This is so wonderful. You've got a workshop going on which focuses on just affordability, but also getting physical. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so our mission is financial and physical accessibility, and we're a dance workshop for all ages. We just started doing in-school workshops. We also do adult workshops. So yeah, it's just open for anyone who wants to try out dancing.
I love that. And, you know, when you started the idea, what was kind of the thought behind it? What were you really hoping to get the reaction from the community?
Yeah, well, I was just hoping to give in a community type initiative with dance that anyone can be involved in. It's not accessible for everyone, so we just want to make it very affordable and physically accessible as well. So that's kind of the model, yeah.
And obviously you love what you do from your own experience. What do you love about dance, the way that it makes you feel?
I love everything about dance. I mean, it's like my favorite thing in the world. I've been dancing for like 16 years, and it's been my everything, so this has been my baby.
Oh, I love that. All right, well, let's call in the dancers here. And why don't you guys give us through a little bit of a taste of what we can cue. You guys come on in, and then maybe I'll try.
So this is Nicole, my femme contemporary heels instructor, and my staff member, Savannah. We've all been dancing together for quite a while now, but here is our dance.
All right, hit that music.
So the beginning, we kind of just flow, wait for our cue. We're giving more of a lyrical style today. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. And again. Good. Very good. Lovely.
Okay. All right, so I am not just going to bring myself in, but I'm bringing my colleague Mike in as well. Mike, what do you think? Let's get some dance moves going on. Come on over here, buddy. So why don't you teach Mike and I some of these moves?
Perfect. Okay, so how we're going to start is we're going to point our left toe and put our arms out to the side opposite. We're then going to go to the other side. This is just a nice little flow. From there, we're going to move our arms around and do a chassé over to the side. Okay, so all together, try that. We're going 1, 2. Now you're gonna put your arms down and around, over to the side. Now we're gonna go the other side. 1, 2, chassé the other way, around, and yes, from there, we're gonna go back.
Oh.
Back, almost done, around. This is a very slow moment, and around. From here, last thing, we're turning. We're putting our right in front, turning, a little pivot turn here, and then back to the front, and we're done. Sound good?
What do you think? You think we got it with the tunes?
Yeah, we got it.
All right, cue the music. Let's do this. One time only.
So you can groove this out, this beginning part. Contemporary, you get to feel the music a little bit more. Here we go, 7, 8. Around. Good, again. Around. Back, back. Around. Around. Pivot, turn, pivot. Yes, again. Again. Good, to the back. Around. Last time. Pivot to the front. Yes, so good. I love this. Great.
Thank you guys so
Very
much.
good.
That's so fun. Mike, good job. Come on in here. Come on.
Very good.
Job,
Very
buddy. Well
good.
done. Melissa, I know that you would have done a much better job, but I think those moves at least deserve a 8 out of 10.
Oh, I think that was a
10
9 out of 10. Mary, what would you rank Will's dance skills? I mean, you've been seeing him dance for years.
No, I've seen Will dance. We won't talk about where I've seen him dancing, but I'm going to give him a 10 out of 10.
Oh, getting a 10 from Mary. And yes, Mary Taggart is here. We're going to switch gears and talk about some great reads for Mom this Mother's Day. So we'll have that coming up next. And don't worry, I'm not going to make you dance.
I won't dance.
Because I know you'd be a 15 out of 10, Mary. We'll have that coming up next.
Agile.
Mom's Week on Your Morning Ottawa, brought to you in part by Holt Spa, the ultimate escape.
Still wondering what to get Mom for Mother's Day? Well, book club host Mary Taggart shares her top reads with Mom, and we are so excited to have you here this morning to share those top finds. Okay. Let's talk about it. Mom, Mother's Day. I always love getting a good book. It's such a great gift idea.
I know. Actually, it's funny that you say that because I think I have the perfect book for you.
I love that.
Do you read Carly Fortune? She is a Canadian romance author. And
that's my genre, though.
This is you. I know this is you. So, and I tout it as for the young mom, which you are.
Okay.
This one just came out, and it's set in BC, and so you've got all that beautiful setting
scenery,
and
I love it.
And friends to lovers. So that's a really good. So I really have something for everybody.
I love it.
I think, okay, Carly Fortune, she was just at the Ottawa International Writers Fest, another Canadian author. Mother is Watching. This one is so clever because it's set a little bit in the future, but it's a horror book.
Oh,
but it's really intriguing.
But
Really
it's a good
intriguing.
one. Okay.
Okay, so this one, I am, like, look how,
that's a thick
you're
read.
You're going to need to say, so you might want maybe not like Brand New Mom, because that's a thick read.
That's time consuming.
The Calamity Club, so this is the author of The Help.
Oh, that's such a great book.
And we've waited a long time for her to bring this, set in 1930s in Mississippi during the Depression. This is such a heartwarming story.
Oh, I love it.
This one, Homebound, I am so intrigued with this one. It's set over 600 years into the future. But it shows how we're all connected. And it's like through a game that was developed and sort of established in 1983, and then we go 600 years beyond that.
Okay, I like the cover of this one.
Me too.
I'm not gonna lie,
this is really
cute.
good, and it's for like a mom like me, grandma, you would enjoy it, Lake Effect. It's basically through the years of family life set in the 1960s.
I love that.
And then Be Calming, Follow the Sun, two really heartwarming stories. Both would be great Mother's Day gifts. I think for the brand new mom, is starting that book collection. I even think for like the brand new grandma, like both these would be so beautiful.
Or even a mom to be, if you have a mom to be. That's a great
really
idea.
Fun way to announce that you're expecting a baby.
And I'm not gonna lie, I love when people write me little messages in the book, and then to this day I open, I'm like, oh, I remember when so-and-so
like a card,
gave it to
a gift and a card at once.
I love that idea.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Cookbooks.
I always love a cookbook, and so I'm a big fan. You probably are too, because
She glows.
Oh, she glows.
Yeah.
So this is salads.
I love it.
Right?
So many different ways to make your salad.
Yes.
Keeping it inventive.
And then good things. This one is, you know, sort of rich in the collection of people.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I really like. So I think, so we've got the cookbooks, we have fiction, new mom, and then I am hosting an event May 13th with the Ottawa International Writers Fest, and a woman, Carly Waters, who's a literary agent here in Ottawa, a really well-established literary agent. And these two books, these authors are going to be at the event.
Amazing.
So Carrie Claire with Definitely Thriving. This one, both these would be great mom books. I do want to just say a bit of a trigger warning, because this one is very grief forward, like really a baby. It is basically the reflection of a mother whose child dies very early, after 3 days. But that being said, it is
emotional book.
Very beautifully written and opens our eyes to the grief that can be a part of motherhood. It's a part of life, and she does this. My Nguyen does this really well. She's the author of Sunshine Nails, so I'm super excited to talk to her and Carrie Claire. This one is a lot of fun, a woman who blows up her marriage intentionally and then reinvents herself.
Absolutely amazing. I love that you brought something for all the moms on our list. And of course, how can people follow along? Because you have a book club.
I have a book club, Mary's Must Read Book Club, and that's what I'm doing the event with. Basically at Mary Kay Taggart on Instagram, and follow along. I'm constantly recommending books.
You are,
and I do want to say, Derek, producer, told me to only bring 6 books. I brought more.
You brought a few more than 6. That's okay. We got through them all, and we really appreciate it. Thanks, Mary. Will, over to you.
Still a great selection, even if 6 were only there. Mary always has the best choices. All right, it is contest time. Wake up and win with CTV Your Morning and beancars.ca. We could be paying your bills with a massive $20,000. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. If you win, the possibilities are yours to do with as you please. Today's code word is fortune. So what you do, head to the contest page at ctvottawa.ca or scan that QR code on the left side of your screen. Enter the code word fortune with your chance to win the Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest, brought to you by beancars.ca, Carleton Place. Good luck to everybody. Are you experiencing headaches, maybe some dryness, blurred vision? We talk about 5 foods to help with your eye health. Our guest is standing by in the Your Morning kitchen, getting ready for all those details coming up. Stay with us, friends. We will be right back. Oh, it's a nice day out there. Happy Wednesday.
Welcome. I'm Rosie Edda.
I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
And coming up shortly after our news and weather, we're going to be talking about different foods to help with your eye health. And all of us a little shocked yesterday because carrots is not on the list today.
Oh, yeah.
And I want to know, is it a myth? Is it true? What's behind it? Just to make sure we eat our carrots? But
I tell that to my kids. I'm like, we got to eat our carrots. It's good for our eyes.
Vitamin A, I believe it is.
If you don't want glasses like mommy, you got to eat your carrots. That's what I tell them. And am I lying to them? We'll find out.
All right, that's coming up. We got your forecast as well. But first, we're going to begin with some breaking news this hour. Officials in Gatineau say 2 people are dead after an early morning apartment fire in Hull. This happened at 255 Rue Laurier. The blaze broke out around 2 a.m. A spokesperson for Gatineau Fire says the 2 deceased were found on the 4th floor of the building. 30 people had to evacuate. The cause remains under investigation. Police and emergency crews remain on scene.
In sports news, it was a monumental night for Atletico Ottawa.
His friend as much as his right foot. It's Tabla for the heading! A historic 3 for Atletico Ottawa, who are going to eliminate Toronto FC!
You heard it there. Not 1, not 2, but 3 goals for Tabla as Atletico eliminates Toronto FC from the 2026 TELUS Canadian Championship. That's nation's highest domestic knockout. Toronto is part of Major League Soccer, which is the top North American league. The final score, 3-1.
As workers get ready to return to office 4 days a week, federal public servants say they are concerned about parking. This is what the parking lot at the Department of National Defense looked like yesterday. Employees tell CTV News Tuesdays and Wednesdays tend to be the busiest during the week, with the majority of workers still only required to be in office 3 days a week.
It's just gotten way busier as we started. It used to be, we used to have to come in 2 days a week, and now it's 3 days a week. Very soon it'll be 4 days a week, and it just adds another anxiety to your workday, which I don't need with all the other anxieties that we have.
But employees say this has been a problem since even before the pandemic. The lot can hold around 5,000 vehicles, but there are closer to 10,000 workers. Officials at D&D say they are not looking at changing their return to office mandate, though there could be exceptions made in the future.
Another jump at the pump is expected today. Some analysts say the price of regular gas will jump about 7 cents a liter, bringing the average here in Ottawa to just shy of $2. 196.9 liters to be exact. That's according to Canadians for Affordable Energy President Dan McTeague. McTeague says the ongoing conflict in the Middle East could push prices to the point where people are finding it too expensive to drive.
The reality is that it's going to go much higher before we actually see what's called demand destruction. I know that it's a question of shortages, but in North America, we don't have a shortage yet. I don't expect we're going to have one, except in the worst case scenario, where we would see a number of those very large crude carriers making their way to the U.S. Gulf Coast and taking not only U.S. oil, but Canadian oil.
Oil markets remain volatile with no peace plan solidified in the Middle East. Meantime, U.S. President Donald Trump has put a pause on Project Freedom for a short period. Trump announced the decision in a social media post last night. The operation was aimed at opening the Strait of Hormuz. The move is meant to allow time for negotiations with Iran for a deal to end the war. Trump says the American forces' blockade of Iranian ports will remain in place.
Public health officials are trying to contain an outbreak of the rare hantavirus on board a cruise ship marooned off the West African coast of Cape Verde. 3 people are dead, 4 others are sick, and now the World Health Organization suspects human-to-human transmission. The hantavirus is usually spread by rodent, but it is now thought to have been carried on board the vessel by a Dutch couple who died. Officials say they believe the illness likely spread human to human, which is rare and requires close contact.
This doesn't sound like hantavirus is going to be a major issue on other cruises. This sounds like a sad but very rare event.
The World Health Organization says Spain has agreed to accept the vessel, but no decision has been made about where the passengers will be allowed to disembark. The Royal Ottawa is kicking off a massive fundraising campaign.
It's a day of hope, of immense pride, of new beginnings and transformation for the Royal in terms of stepping up and leaning in to our accountabilities for our patients, their families, and our community.
Their goal is to raise $75 million. The campaign launched with a donation of $14 million from the Waverley House Foundation. The Royal says money from the campaign will primarily be used to fuel research and will also fund projects to expand programs and services.
Last night's PWHL playoff game between the Minnesota Frost and Montreal Victoire came to a dramatic conclusion after triple OT. And of course, it was Marie-Philippe Poulin who finally ended that marathon match.
There's Abby Rock trying to find Laura Stacy. Gives it back for Rock. Rock plays it over. Poulin scores! Marie-Philippe Poulin!
Sweet it is. Captain Clutch coming in clutch. Montreal was able to close it out and win at home, sending the series tied 1 apiece to Minnesota on Thursday.
Now both semifinals in the PWHL are tied 1-1. Ottawa hosts Boston Friday right here at the CTC. And if it's anything like this game, I think the fans in Ottawa are in for quite a show.
Absolutely. And how great would it be if we had like a Montreal-Ottawa combination at the end of this, right? If Montreal advances, Ottawa advances, and we play off against each other for that Walter Cup. Could be exciting times.
It'd be so good too, especially tied 1-1. You know, these series are going to be good to watch.
Absolutely. Well, of course, all eyes are on the forecast. What are we going to expect for Friday? Thankfully, it will be an indoor game because we do have some scattered showers as we head towards most of the work week. It is a bit of a cool week for us as well. We could still see some scattered showers out there this morning. Temperatures are warm though, 8 degrees. Could be cooler because we do have those cool overnight lows over the next few days. 6 for Kingston, Trenton, Brockville, Cornwall, 7 in Montreal. And we've seen cloudy conditions, a little bit of sunshine. That's what we've dealt with all morning long. However, we could still see some scattered showers by noon hour today. So there is a chance of that rain early this morning into your early afternoon. But areas along Belleville, Kingston, Brockville, Smiths Falls, Cornwall, definitely seeing some rain this morning. Risk of thunderstorms in those areas as well as we are seeing some active weather. For us here in Ottawa, could see a little sprinkle up until about noon hour. Then it will clear out, but still a cloudier day. Not a ton of sunshine in the forecast for us through this Wednesday. And then as we head into Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, chance of these spotty showers. So we're going to see some more wet weather on the way over the next few days. In terms of our winds, much calmer in our winds. The last 2 days it was been very, very windy today. South winds just gusting around 10 kilometers an hour. So very calm winds into the afternoon, which is great news. Temperatures only reaching a high of 12 degrees. So we are below seasonal into your day ahead, but you could see quite cool across the region. It's only 10 for Kemptville, Brockville, Cornwall, 11 for Kingston, 12 in Trenton, 14 in the Valley for today in both Pembroke, Petawawa, 11 is your high in Gatineau. So dealing with some cooler temperatures today, and that will continue over to the next few days, unfortunately, before we warm back up and through the weekend. 3 degrees is the low for tonight. You could see quite cool, and through Friday, below seasonal temperatures. Overnight lows over the next few days, quite cool as well in those low single digits. As we head into the weekend, finally a little bit warmer into through Saturday, a high of 17. That's normal for this time of the year. As we head into next week, finally seeing drier conditions Monday in through Tuesday. On your drive in right now, here's a live look at your roads this hour, and we do have some trouble spots this morning on your drive in. There is a collision eastbound on the Queensway at the Vanier Parkway. It has now been cleared, but we still have a disabled vehicle eastbound on the 417 at Bronson. Other than that, highways are slow. The 417 eastbound is heavy from Moody and through Maitland. Heading west, the Queensway is heavy from the 174 split in through Necklace, and the 174 is congested westbound between 10th Line and Montreal Road.
Research shows that certain foods can help support and protect your eye health from inside out. And we've got naturopath Stephanie Rubino here to show us 5 foods that can help just keep the eyes healthy. Good morning to you. Good morning. Okay, so just a little bit earlier, Will alluded to a conversation that the team had about this segment yesterday. And a lot of folks said, okay, carrots. Where's the carrots?
Oh,
I don't see any carrots here.
We do have some orange vegetables that we'll talk about.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about eye health.
Yeah, for sure. So unfortunately, we're exposed to a lot of screen time these days.
True.
And blue light that comes from screens is impacting our retina. Okay. So we'll experience symptoms like eye strain, difficulty focusing, headaches, even problems with sleep because that blue light is affecting our melatonin levels. And over the long term, we have an increased risk of cataracts and age-related macular degeneration. Blue light is just one cause. There's other causes, but really it is important to focus on some foods that will protect our eyes.
Let's do that right now. Yes. You got 5 for us? 5 groups?
5,
okay,
yeah.
So
starting with fish. So fish will provide our omega-3 fatty acids, EPA and DHA. These are important nutrients that help to reduce inflammation, protect the retina, also improve the stability of our tear film, which protects the eye. And of course, omegas have been shown to reduce dry eye symptoms. So really, really important. So sources like, of course, cold water fish, your salmon, anchovies, sardines, shrimp, crab provide another nutrient called astaxanthin, which provides some antioxidant support for the eyes.
That is great to know. And then walnuts are some of the best nuts out there, right?
For sure. And if you don't want to use fish for your omegas, then plant sources or supplements that provide omega-3 and astaxanthin.
Very good. What else do you have
Green leafy vegetables provide your lutein and zeaxanthin. So these are actually concentrated in a part in the retina and will provide provide protection as well. There's research showing that even just 6 milligrams of lutein can reduce macular degeneration by 43%. Lutein needs a little fat to be absorbed, so always pair these veggies with some olive oil, and then you have your orange veggies as well, which will provide some lutein.
Stephanie, we're going to move it along here. What else do you have?
Egg yolks in particular have lutein and zeaxanthin, and eggs also have zinc and vitamin A, great for the retina, supporting the eye, and also, protecting the eye overall, and also supporting night vision.
Okay, and how much of this should you have? Like an egg a day, or
1 or 2 per day? Yeah, eggs are my favorite.
Great. Okay, and Stephanie, finally?
Finally we have our red peppers provide vitamin C. So vitamin C, we know, an important antioxidant, reduces oxidative stress in the eye. Vitamin C also important for reducing the risk of cataracts. You can actually get more vitamin C from red peppers than oranges.
Yes, I know that. I would walk around and eat a red pepper. It's so good for you, right?
It is so good
Just
for
like
you.
this.
Absolutely.
Stephanie, thank you so much for coming by, talking about foods that enhance eye health. Love this wonderful list. Very delicious as well. If you want more information, womensvoice.com.
Yes,
that's
absolutely.
right. Stephanie, thank you again. We're right back after this short break. Here's a live look at Centennial Glass. It's looking a little gray, but we're expecting some sunshine this afternoon. We'll be right back.
Ask the Expert on CTV Your Morning Ottawa is brought to you by Ottawa Treatment Centre.
Welcome back, everybody. Today's Ask the Expert is with Ottawa Treatment Centre. If you have any questions for them throughout today's segment or beyond, you can email us, yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. You can also phone in live, 613-789-6559, extension 2803. On Your Morning today, we are joined by Tina Fallis, a registered psychotherapist from Ottawa Treatment Centre, to talk about what you need to know when it comes to our mental health journey. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
You know, I feel like we have come such a long way having these conversations, but there's still a long way to go.
Yeah.
When you still look at misconceptions around therapy, what are you still hearing these days?
I think that there still is some stigma attached to actually accessing mental health support, and I think another misconception is that you need to have a mental health diagnosis in order to access support, and that's not the case. I mean, some people do definitely have a mental health diagnosis, but other people come who maybe are having infertility issues, or maybe challenges after postpartum, or maybe challenges around sexual intimacy in their relationship. So there's different facets of life that people come to see us to talk about, not just when they only have a diagnosis.
Yeah, like you talked about, you know, so many different conversations, so many different situations that people are having. Where do you differentiate between, you know, maybe just having your daily stress that you think is normal compared to something where you're like, you know what, I think I might need to go talk to someone about help? How do you find out which path is the best direction?
Yeah, well, I think that's a question, but also that can also prevent people from accessing care, because do they feel like I'm not struggling enough? And I think there doesn't need to be a certain threshold that people have to reach. Again, you don't need to have a mental health diagnosis. If you're struggling, if you feel anxious, if you feel overwhelmed, if it's affecting your sleep, if it's affecting eating habits, if it's affecting sort of day-to-day functioning, or your, things you used to enjoy you don't anymore, those are all reasons to reach out for support. Maybe to understand, are there certain patterns that are repeating that maybe you need help understanding, certain dynamics relationally, maybe you need help with boundaries. So it really, it's more of your felt sense. If you feel like you need to access support from an unbiased professional who's using evidence-based care, then reach out for sure.
You know, people that come in, they might not be aware of what to expect. That first session, when they come in, what can they expect if they come to see you?
Yeah, well, the way we do it at OTC and our team is that we have an initial consultation, which is free, and that really allows people to have kind of check in and see, how does this feel? Do I feel comfortable? And so that's a 15-minute consultation, and then after that we have the initial intake, which is more history gathering. We get a sense of what's bringing you to therapy, why now versus maybe in the past and really understand sort of what your clear objectives are, so then we can conceptualize and make a solid treatment plan.
Such an important conversation. I'm so glad you're here. We're going to continue this conversation coming up after the break. If you're watching here at home and you have any questions for today's segment, you can call us live. There's the number there, or email us in yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. Tina Fallis, registered psychotherapist, joining us, and we'll be continuing this conversation right after the break.
Ask the Expert on CTV Your Morning Ottawa is brought to you by Ottawa Treatment Centre.
Welcome back, everybody. If you have any questions from today's segment, you can call them at 613-298-4971. You can visit their website there for the Ottawa Treatment Centre. I'm joined by Tina Fallis, registered psychotherapist, and we're talking about the conversation today about mental health, when to seek treatment, what could be great for people, and I think a big component part about this is cost. Can you talk about what you see in the field from cost and benefits in this way?
I think it's really encouraging because now we're seeing with employee benefits programs that they've really taken this into consideration, that really this is an important facet for people's care, overall well-being. And so we're seeing there's been a significant increase in what companies are offering. So that removes, a barrier to access. So that's great. The other things to consider is you can find therapists who offer sliding scale fees, so that's helpful in terms it reduces the cost per session, and you can also source out through Psychology Today. You can see some therapists who are maybe newer to the field, or also organizations or clinics that have interns. They will also have a lower fee per therapeutic hour, and so that can make it more accessible.
And you're talking about accessibility for certain therapists, but how important is it to find the right therapist? Would it be the first person? Is it normal to maybe have a couple till you get that right? What's your judgment on that?
Yeah, therapeutic fit is critical. It contributes to around about 39-ish% to client outcomes. So while the relationship is boundaried, it's professional, it's bound by ethics and all that good stuff, at the core, at the root of it, is still a relationship. So if you don't feel good sitting with me, if you don't feel like you can be vulnerable, if you don't feel like you can trust me, you don't feel like you can open up, therapy isn't going to be beneficial. You're not going to achieve the outcomes that you're desiring, right? And I mean, for some people that I see, they're sharing things that they've never been able to share with anyone before, right? It's their first time. So in order to be able to sit with someone to do that, it's important to feel comfortable. So I always recommend, there's so many of us out there, great professionals out there, and try a few consultations because they are complimentary, and reflect after, see, how did I feel? Do I feel like I can sit with this person? And the other thing I would say is try, you can always try 2 to 3 sessions with that person, right? You don't have to commit or lock into a certain number of sessions, so try a couple, 2 to 3 sessions, and see, what, is this feeling good for me? Is this feeling like it's a good fit? Can I really speak to this person?
And you talked about some of those moments where patients will share something with you that they've never shared before in their life. For you as a therapist, and then you see them after they've shared something like that, what are those moments like?
Oh my goodness, I'm always humbled by my work, and I never take it for granted. It's very meaningful work, and I always feel humbled to sit alongside someone and watch their progression when they share and their vulnerability. It's very, because we're all human and we all suffer things, right? We all have stuff, and so to sit with someone who trusts me and that I can walk alongside them and work with them collaboratively, and to help them, and to see through, maybe they have, their quality of life improves, their functioning improves. And the beautiful thing about that is, you're seeing, that one person or that couple or that family, but that has a whole knock-on effect, a whole ripple effect in the broader community, right? In terms of work relationships, intimate partner relationships, familiar relationships. So you're working with that person, but it has a greater benefit than just that relationship.
It's incredible to see what sharing can actually do. And we go back to the old line of, it feels like I just got so much weight off my chest. And probably that's exactly something that you're speaking about.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, well, it's so great, Tina. Thank you so much for joining us today and having this conversation moving forward.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
And a reminder, if you want to be in contact with the whole team at Ottawa Treatment Centre, there's their phone number, website. They are located at 139 Holland Avenue. Talking with Tina Fallis, registered psychotherapist this morning. Crew, I'll send it back to you.
great conversations and very useful information indeed. Our forecast today, we could still see some spotty showers this morning. There is a chance of those scattered showers throughout the morning hours. Mainly cloudy into the afternoon, double-digit temps today, but still a bit below seasonal. We should be hovering around 17 degrees, and you'll see a high of only 12 today. So a little cooler as we head into the evening, still seeing cloudy skies. And then over the next few days, cooler conditions. But the good news is it will warm up as we head into the weekend. Thankfully.
Always looking for those little peaks of
Yes,
sunshine, which
exactly.
is always nice indeed. Thanks so much, Melissa. And thank you so much for watching. We'll see you right back here tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Take good care.